Welcome to my full moon reading. It is the full moon in Virgo on February 27th, and this full moon is, every full moon is a time of culmination. It is a time where, it is like the brightest point of a certain development, the culmination point. This full moon in Virgo is really a full moon of putting into practice, bringing into life the deep longings that we have for love, because the Sun in Pisces is conjunct Venus and also conjunct Nessus. And Nessus is an asteroid that is connected to the centaur Nessus. I would call Nessus even the lower vibration of Mars, because Mars is the warrior, but the warrior still to me has some form of dignity, some form of honor. And Nessus has no honor whatsoever. Nessus, his drive, his desires are unstoppable. He in mythology was the ferryman who was so strong that he took people on his shoulders over the river. And when he once took the wife of Heracles over the river, he was so fascinated by her that he just had to rape her immediately. And he was so horny, he didn't care about the consequences. And of course Heracles, when he saw that, he tried to save his wife, and so he killed Nessus by an arrow. Some say that Nessus is the bridge between Pluto and Mars. Mars, Nessus and Pluto to me are all about the power of your instinct, and Pluto is our shadow instinct, and of course some say in evolutionary astrology it is also about the journey of the soul, or where Pluto is in your chart, and the aspect says a lot about the journey of your soul. But it is like the instinctual world, it is mainly subconscious, and also our instincts like Mars are mainly subconscious. And Nessus is about this really completely uncontrollable force of desire, this unstoppable, uncontrollable force of desires, this greed that just can't get enough. This full moon is about a longing that is with us for lifetimes. And because this full moon is so strongly connected also to Uranus, it might be that it is like a sudden revelation, what we were longing for our whole life. And it might be something that has to do with our path, but in many cases I would say it has to do with love and with a certain connection. If you have anything around 8 degrees of Pisces or Virgo or Gemini or Sagittarius, then you are very likely to feel this energy very strongly. This full moon, there is a culmination in a certain love relationship, or there is a culmination in a very deep and intimate relationship. It doesn't have to be necessarily a love relationship. It also can be a friendship or a very close business partnership. But usually I would say it is about a love relationship. It can also be the parents, but it is a very, very deep karmic relationship that has been there for lifetimes. And the moon is in a trine to Uranus and Lilith, so it is really like an explosion, like oh my God, I realized something has been with me for all my life, and I didn't realize, I wasn't aware. But with Nessus, I would say there are two possibilities, that because we have this sudden revelation, we are so, we want to have it now, and we really want to have it like yesterday, and we can't wait, and our desire seems to be unstoppable all of a sudden. This is one possibility. And the other possibility is that we we have a certain revelation of a certain wounding that happened in the past, and with past I mean like really past lifetimes. It could be that it is really that there had been a wounding out of passion in this relationship that is very, very old and that comes up with this longing. It could also be with the Sun and Venus and Nessus, because it is a culmination that we, and as I said, with the sextile from the Sun and the trine from the Moon to Uranus, that it is a realization about, oh, I thought that this is what I really wanted, but it is actually something else. With Uranus, I feel like there is an emphasis on setting yourself free from the past, and setting yourself free from desires like Nessus, where you are completely controlled by your desires. Uranus wants to be free. Uranus doesn't say, I don't want to have any passion, but then Uranus never wants to be controlled by passion. Uranus always wants to be free. And so I feel like this Uranus-Venus theme is about being freed of something. With Venus-Uranus, it could also be generally, how do I attract things differently into my life? What do I do differently? Because as I said, with the full moon, it is about something that also needs to go out of our life, that has had its culmination point. And it might have been that, yeah, I feel like this could be a culmination point where something changes in your love life, where something comes to an end, something that had been almost haunting you, like an old theme, like an old wound, like this Nessus wound of something, some passion really was like a knife in my heart, that this can go, or that it is a culmination maybe of, being blind to the true love that you are seeking. That this full moon is the end to the blindness that you had around love, that where you didn't realize this is actually the person I'm loving, this is actually the one I'm really connected to, this is actually the way I want to love. If you haven't met that person yet, then it is about this is actually the way I want to love, this is actually the partnership I want to have. And I also see a conjunction of Jupiter, Mercury and Saturn in Aquarius around 13 degrees. And this conjunction is in a quincunx to the moon, and quincunxes are things that we generally don't see that well. That is more like, I wouldn't say subconscious, but it is if you are sitting at a corner and you have to really move to look around the corner to see what is going on there. With the quincunxes, it is a realization process. It is not something that comes easy. So when it is with Mercury's moon, I feel like those emotions that come up will not be easily be communicated, or there will be a adaptation process. How can I actually put that into words? Or how do I find the way to communicate this? Do I do it personally? Do I do it online? How do I find the way to communicate what I want? With Venus in Pisces could also be something really creative, that you have an idea that you want to write down, but it takes time to really put it into practice, to really put it into a logical structure, that all those ideas that come from another dimension, whether it is as an artist when you want to write something, you need time to structure your words, or whether it is that you meet someone or that you have met someone or realized, oh, I actually really love this person, or this realization of this love that is in me, and that I have to communicate one way or the other. It takes time to communicate it, and if we communicate it, it might actually be a little bit clumsy. We might take time to find the right words, or it might take time until this coming together or this meeting this person might actually happen, because there is some form of disruption, some form of difficulties, unexpected difficulties, or some aspects that you haven't seen that are in the way and that you first have to remove, or where you have to find other solutions before you can communicate. And to me it is all about what it is that I want. What is this longing that maybe has been with me for lifetimes, and how, with the moon in Virgo, how do I actually do this in real life? How do I bring it into life? It is this longing that comes from the soul, because the moon is also connected to Vesta in this full moon, and Vesta is the high priestess, and in my cards Vesta is connected to Virgo, and Vesta the priestess, the one that really channels the divine truth, our divine purpose. And I have to realize that I really have to start now some disciplined work to get that into life, to put it into words. But like the priestess, I also have to surrender back something to the divine, because the priestess channels something from the divine, and she tries really to bring it into the earth. So she is like a medium of the divine, bringing it into the earth, but she's also very well aware that at the end her intention or what she wants, she has to surrender back to the divine. So it is like a circling process between Virgo and Pisces. And with this full moon, I would say there is, and with Uranus, there is coming some awareness to you about love, about, as I said, what you really want to connect to, what your true values are that you want to bring into this world. But for that you have to surrender something, and it is with Nessus, I would say it is something that you thought you really needed and you can't be without, and where Spirit says you have to surrender that is actually something very unhealthy that you're clinging on to. So I would say it is a priestess full moon. And this priestess full moon is a full moon that has the theme of love and attraction. This priestess full moon says, I do what the divine calls me to do, what my soul is actually desiring in this world, and the rest I surrender back to the divine. And I'm willing to let go of those unstoppable desires that actually come out of a deep, deep wound. As I said, Nessus to me is connected to Mars and Pluto. So Nessus, in a way, is also connected to our shadow and to our wounding, and that we desire something because there is a wound that we carry. So for example, if in past lives we were starving, we feel like we need to eat all the time. That to me, for example, could be a Nessus wound. We have an unstoppable need to eat, or we are anorectic. That's the other way around, but we have really a very unhealthy relationship. To be in that example, we have a really unhealthy relationship with food because out of a past life wounding. So to let that go, we also allow ourselves to let go of this old wound that we carry. And so I would say with this full moon there is a culmination of a realization, oh, this is what I really actually want. And with Nessus there is something we have to let go. So this is what I see in the horoscope, and I also will pull some cards now. For this full moon my cards show as a theme Chiron, roots, and also the future. So Chiron in my card deck is connected actually to Pisces, because Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron is the one that is willing to sacrifice himself, and because of that he reaches eternity. He gets salvation from the gods. He is a shaman who bridges the material world of Saturn and Uranus, the immaterial world, and he does that because he's able to travel between the worlds and to travel between dimensions. He teaches us to resurrect ourselves. He teaches us to transcend the pain that we feel into love and into compassion. And Chiron's woundedness calls in the miracle for love, because in the end his wounds cannot be healed by anything other than love. Chiron cannot actively change it. In the end, it is not in his hands when he will be healed. So he has to surrender. So it is really a Piscean energy. And with roots to me is that we feel grounded in our soul, that we feel grounded in our tribe, that we know where we're belonging. I have a soul tribe where I'm connected to. It might be in my physical family, but it could also be other people. So it is about the soul tribe, and it is about the connection of the soul tribe, and it is actually what is beautiful about the future of the soul tribe. It is not so much what I said. There are things that we have to surrender in this full moon, but in this culmination and in this letting go and in this remembering of where do I really belong, who is really part of my soul tribe, I can build a new future. There might be some grace coming in that allows me to heal a wound that I thought I would carry forever, and that some connections come to me that actually allow to heal my soul. And so I would say the healing that happens, or the possibility for healing that happens on this full moon goes deeper than just this lifetime. It might heal many lifetimes. This full moon could be a moon that heals a very deep wound that is connected to your soul tribe, that you felt lost in a way, or that someone or something was really missing in your life, and that something might come back. Something or someone might come back. In the past, I see Setna, the underworld, I see Kuan Yin, and I see Ostara. So I feel that there was something in you that might have already thought that this person might be special to you, or that you have to leave certain circumstances, or that that there is something else waiting for you, or that there is another true purpose of your soul. There were vague ideas of what your true path is in this lifetime, but with Setna, it was something that you pushed back. It was something that brought a lot of pain and a lot of old memories of pain, and that's why you put it back, and you were afraid. To me, this combination of cards says, well, you might have actually met this person before, or if you haven't met this person before, there might be some vague idea whom you're really longing to be with, or what you are longing to be if you are not led by your fears or your wounds. Because it shows that there was a glimpse of what you're really wanting, there was a glimpse of what you really desire, but you were holding back because you were really afraid that it would bring you into hell again. Because, as I said with astrology, there might be also a strong wounding that is connected to this deep relationship that is maybe from your soul tribe, and that by letting go of this wounding you really can transform yourself, and by transforming yourself you can transform this relationship. The future with vampire and sorrow and grace. So again, there is this tension between wounding and also divine grace, divine intervention. So I feel this full moon will bring up old pain, and sometimes you might just even feel depressed and you don't know why, and you think, yeah, but there is no one in my life, why am I so sad? Why am I so sad? Because there's no one who hurts me at the moment, and it could be because it is a past life wounding, but it is really about healing old wounds, allowing what really wants to go at this full moon, to really let it go, and allow this moment of grace that comes in, this moment of divine love that comes in, that really allow this divine love to heal and to say, I put myself into your arms, Spirit, and take care of me, because I alone won't be able to heal that wound. That wound is too big, that wound is too strong. I alone cannot heal it. I need your help, and I cannot push my wound onto someone else and to expect the other one to heal that. That relationship might be part of that healing, but you have to help me. You have to help me now. And I feel like that during this full moon there is divine grace coming in that allows us to heal, especially in the area of love. Or when you are already in a happy love relationship, it might be around your purpose, and it might be also connecting it. I feel like this full moon is really about connecting with your soul tribe, whether it is on a professional level, whether it is on a personal level, but it is really about a remembering where you belong as a soul and what your soul purpose is. So I would say it is a full moon of channeling your soul's purpose, and channeling your soul's memory of love, and surrendering the things that need to go and want to go, and allow them to leave your world. The wounds that were atrocious, and the wounds that were too big to handle. So I hope this was helpful. I wish you a very magical full moon. Namaste.